Mến chào các bạn, mình là Thủy Lê, huấn luyện viên cuộc sống của Học viện Proctor Gallagher, người sẽ giúp các bạn chuyển hóa cuộc đời của mình từ bên trong, nơi chứa đựng sức mạnh, tiềm năng và các công cụ sáng tạo phi thường, giúp bạn kiến tạo cuộc đời bạn thực sự muốn trải nghiệm tại đây và ngay bây giờ.
You got to be specific how much more money. You got to know exactly what you want. Yet you don't have to know where it's going to come from. You do not have to understand all the basic principles between sending the picture to the person on the other side of the world for it to get there. All you have to do is know how to do it. Just get the picture, fix it, hit send, they got it. Want is the only prerequisite for making a decision. But you know, that is so important. You should write it down. Write it somewhere that you're going to see it often. Maybe get a sign and put it up in your house. Want is the only prerequisite to get what you want. I remember when I sat down with Phil Goldfine, what was it, 17 years ago? Almost 20 years ago. Time goes so fast, doesn't it? He didn't have any money. He wasn't earning very much money. He was working for someone that he didn't like working for, didn't enjoy it at all, and he didn't know that he could change it. And he didn't understand all this. I'd been studying this for years. Well, if it was 20 years ago, I'd been studying it for 38 years. So I said, just do exactly what I tell you. Do exactly what I tell you. He didn't really know me. He was reading You Were Born Rich, and he was talking to a guy that did know me, Ed Morrissey. And he was saying, Ed, you got to read this book. You got to read this book. And Ed says, what book? And he told him. He says, well, I know him. He says, you don't know him? He says, no, I do know him. He says, you know him, phone him. So Ed phoned me. He got on the phone. He said, could I come and talk to you? And I said, sure. He said, where are you? And I said, I'm in Vegas. So he said, I'll come over. He said, I'm in Los Angeles. And you see, he didn't study this. He was reading that book. He wasn't winning. He wasn't even happy with the circumstance that he was working with. And I said, I got him to tell me what he wanted. And I said, I know how you can get that. If you do exactly what I tell you. I gave him one of the most complicated, heavy books that I had ever read. He didn't understand what the hell they were talking about. You know why I started to read it? Because Earl Nightingale was reading it. It's called the Edinburgh Lectures on Mental Science by Thomas Troward. I had been reading it since 1968. I was mentoring him through this book. But you'll hear tomorrow just how his life has changed. It changed so dramatically. Phil's a very kind individual. He comes out to these seminars. Every time he brings the goods, he shows you what he's done. Even if you've seen it before, it's impressive. Because if he's done it, you can do it. If I do it, you can do it. If you guys have done it, anybody can do it.